We're live. How's it going, Facebook? How's it going, YouTube? I had a really unique question that was brought up to me by one of our VIP members. I typically try not to work on Saturdays, but they brought it up on a Saturday morning, right as I was about to go to the lake with my family. And I was like, man, that is a good problem that needs a solution inside Go High Level. And it had to do with calendars and booking a specific amount of seats for any given event. So I'm going to walk you through the scenario here that they had. And I think that this is a super unique scenario that probably a lot of businesses like, hair salons where they've got a limited amount of seats that people can book in, anywhere that there's a specific capacity in which a calendar can be booked at on a one-to-one basis. So I'm going to walk you through the scenario and then I'm going to show you the solution and how to set up a similar structure inside Go High Level for either your business or your client's business using calendars. So here's the scenario. They have a client who books classes, and each class has 10 seats. Now, in each of those 10 seats, the classes can be booked. So each seat can be booked. It can either be booked for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours. And if seat 1, for example, is booked for 1 hour and seat 2 is booked for 2 hours, they want seat 1 to be able to be booked again for that second hour so that they have full seat capacity. And then basically, if anybody wanted to extend their stay for the class, they can do so. Now, inside High Level, there's not really a great baked in solution for this. They've got round robin calendars, which I'm going to show you because we use them with this solution, but they don't really have a great scenario where, you can book X amount of seats. I tried several different variations of this before I came up with the solution that actually properly worked. So if you've got a client that needs to book seats for classes or needs to book seats like a hair salon, where there's a limited availability of seats per slot, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Now, as always, I love to know who's here watching live, but I also love to know who's getting value out of these things on the replay. So please let me know in the comments if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on the replay. This is on Facebook and on YouTube. So let's dive right in. So first of all, let's get rid of all of these contacts because I'm going to show you exactly how this works in just a second with the calendar setup. So first of all, the very first problem that I had was like, okay, how do you assign a seat, like a specific numbered seat to somebody? So here's the solution that we came up with for that. So we're going to go into the My Staff inside this account. And what we did is we literally created users that were seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, seat 4. And then we can use those users as the seats. And then when we create the calendar, we're going to assign the seat to a user, which is, try to follow me here. It gets a little bit confusing, but it'll all make sense once it's done. Now, you'll notice here, so this is a quick little hack. If you don't want to create an actual user account, you can just put in your name and +1 to create a user account. So that was step number 1, create the seats as users inside the Go High Level account. Now, step 2 was to go into the Google Calendar, and I created an individual calendar for seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, and seat 4, as well as a total seat booking calendar overall to kind of track all of them. And then I've shared all of these calendars with each other. Now, when you go into the user, so let's go to seat 1, we're going to edit. We're going to go into the user calendar configuration, and we're going to make that person seat 1. Now, the trick to doing this, which some of you may not know, but you can actually log in. So you'll notice that every single one of these users is logged in using My Calendar. So your client can still use the same calendar for each one of the seats so that they all get plugged into the same user calendar. And the way that I did that was, as I created all of these users, I would just use the login as function here. And I would go to seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, and then I would log into the Google account using the integrations here. So I would just go to each user profile and I would log into Google with the same email address. And that way I can link up the same email with all of the users. So that's how we're doing it, where it's getting all added to the same calendar. So that's step 1. We're going to create the users, and then we're going to create the individual calendars here. Now, step 2, we're going to go into the calendar settings. And here's the 1 hour class, the 2 hour class, and the 3 hour class. They are all set up exactly the same. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. They are all set up like so. So you have to add each individual user. Now, if you were in a specific meeting location, you could obviously add the meeting location here, and that will work just fine. We're going to optimize for availability. We've got the 1 hour class. I'm not going to go through setting all this stuff up, but this part here is pretty important. So we've got the slot duration, the slot interval. Now, it's important also to note that we need the same slot interval for every single one of these calendars, which is 1 hour intervals, but different slot durations that they can then pick from. You want to make sure that your appointments per slot is 1. So that's going to be 1 appointment per slot per seat that we have to set that up with. And then you can kind of set your calendar up however else you want to from here. And then on the back end, again, you can use a custom form for your opt-in form on your calendar. We're going to let the calendar auto confirm the appointment because if the seat is available, then we want to be able to have people booking like that really quick. We also make sure to assign the contact to their respective team calendar, team member calendar, AKA in this situation, respective seat each time an appointment is booked so that they will actually be assigned a seat when they come in. So that's your calendar structure. And then we just did that for each, the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. And then now, because this was testing, I didn't do 4. And then we put them all into a calendar group. So let's go in and open this calendar group right now. And we can go in and show you guys what happens here. Of course, high level is going to be high level as I'm doing this. So they can then put this calendar on their website to book for whichever class duration they want. So let's start with a 1 hour class. And we're going to go and we're going to book for tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm going to book all of these for 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to click continue. And we're going to put my information in there and we're going to schedule the appointment. Now I'm going to refresh this and I'm going to book another 2 hour class for tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're going to click continue. And this time I'm going to do Joe Blow. I'm just going to make up a number here. And Joe Blow. As you can see, I use Joe Blow an awful lot. There's number 2. Let's go again. And this time we're going to book a 3 hour class for tomorrow at 10 a.m. And this one's going to go with good old Steve Jobs here. We're going to schedule that meeting. And let's do one more. Let's do another 2 hour class for tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I don't have somebody for this one, so we're going to go with my good old partner here, Brendan. I'm going to make up a phone number for him because I don't know it off by heart. And here's his email and schedule meeting. So now we've got 4 meetings all scheduled for different slot durations, all starting at the same time and all booking different seats. So then what that's going to look like in the calendar itself is like this. Oh, it looks like I accidentally screwed up Steve Jobs here. Put him on 3rd, but there's the idea. So they've got these 2 here are booked for 2 hours. This guy's booked for 1, and this guy booked for 3 hours. I picked the wrong day. But here is where everything starts to get really interesting. So if I go into my user account, Adam is currently assigned to seat 3. Joe is assigned to seat 4. Steve is assigned to seat 1, and this one might be assigned to seat 1 as well because it was on a different day. So there you go. This is a way that you can create different appointment durations for different appoint seats inside a Go High Level calendar. I know that this is a problem that a couple of people brought up. This was a super unique use case, but I spent about an hour trying to get this thing sorted out for them. And came up with a solution, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I was sharing it with you guys. Now, I want to point out that these guys are part of our VIP group. And so this is something that we do for all of our VIP members. They literally come to us and say, hey, I'm trying to figure this out. How can I do it? And I spent 2 hours this morning kind of going through different scenarios and then figuring out how to put it together. And so then I've given them a training video on how they can do it themselves. And they've now got a new solution and a new system for their clients that is super unique inside Go High Level. So if you are a person that wishes that they just had somebody in their back pocket, that when you've got a unique problem that you need solved, myself and Brendan are both extremely knowledgeable inside Go High Level, and I would love to have you in the VIP group. You can go to agency.estimator.tools/join VIP. It's currently $97 a month. We will be raising the price here very, very soon. So get in while the price is good. We do 5 to 6 calls every single month, every Wednesday, and every other Monday. And we get in there and we help you build out your Go High Level systems, your structures, and we do one-on-one kind of hands-on training, and helping you build your stuff through the VIP. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, again, likes, comments, let me know if it was good. If you want to see more stuff like this, and as always, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.